Carl here from Games, Brains and Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for sure, and it is 31 days of Halloween. Taking us nostalgia goggles off, reliving childhood horror, and oh boy, yeah, I was kind of not looking forward to doing this one. Mainly because I didn't think I'd have a lot to say about it, because my childhood memories are limited and it really based around a cover more than anything else. But I wanted to cover it because it does tend to crop up. When I was writing my list out and I was like, right, think of 31 films that immediately come to mind. This one jumped in. And I was like, okay, why? And I thought about it. I was like, okay, maybe it deserves to be on this list, but I haven't rewatched it. I don't know if I ever want to see this film again. You've seen the title. It is The Video Dead. Zombie movie? Kind of, maybe. I mean, it is and it isn't. But it's done in such a weird way that I suppose at least I can call it creative. Or at least maybe I thought it was creative. Now I think it's just bloody stupid. Because all it basically is based around a haunted TV. A TV where zombies come out of it. And they're trouble, of course, because they're zombies. Equally really rubbish looking and really rubbish at what they do, but also really threatening in equal regards. It's really odd how this film sort of sets up these creatures and villains, particularly because it also tries to have sort of a comedic edge to it as well. And its latter half drags unbelievably to the point of where it's just not fun to watch anymore at all. Not that it particularly is. Thankfully, the early stages of the movie have some great visuals that I think is really what stands out. So I mentioned the VHS cover. The VHS cover that I always remember for this is the shot from the movie where the zombie head is coming out of the TV that's sort of lying on its back, coming out the floor. It's a great shot, looks amazing. That's always what I remember about The Video Dead. I also remember a lot of how the zombies looked in particular, sort of like the bride one and the sort of biker greaser style character too. What I didn't remember, and I guess this is the taking the nostalgia goggles off, because I always remember this movie as being a good, imaginative horror zombie movie. But what I guess I didn't remember is how bad the makeup actually looks on these creatures. This is a product of its time, but perhaps even earlier and low budget as hell. It doesn't hold up. I think it stinks as a movie. Of this list, it's actually one that I think is just a bad film now that I would struggle to recommend because it really isn't that entertaining at all. It's slow as hell. Its characters are crap. It's got really, really questionable villains, whether like bad monsters, whether or not they're really that scary or that much of a threat either. And its resolution is unbelievably dull and dragged out. I was well and truly finished with this film this time around before we'd even got like 3/4 of the way through. And how about that tone shift? And you know what the tone shift I'm really talking about? It's when a set of major characters die, like in a unnecessarily bloody gory scene. It just feels like out of place for the whole film. And then the other last remaining character kind of steps in the lead role in this incredibly awkward, dragged out series of events where, you know, basically, don't show the fear to the zombies and they won't hurt you. Don't let them see mirrors, they won't hurt you. All this sort of stuff. And then trap them in a room where they can't escape from, and they will inevitably destroy themselves. You get this really long-winded 20-odd minute finale where she's trying to serve them food and they're watching like aerobics on TV and all this nonsense while trying to smile and laugh all the way through it. It is awkward as hell, goes on forever, and I already had bad feeling about the film at this point. I was hating this. And all leading to an ending that just simply isn't earned either. The dumbness of like, oh yeah, we brought you a gift from home in hospital, and then wheel the TV, that specific TV back in. Who does that? It's freaking weird and stupid. It's The Video Dead. I'm not going to talk and waste any more time with this. I remembered it being better than it is. I remembered it being more entertaining than it is. And it's neither of those things. It's not a good horror film, and it is certainly not an entertaining horror film. What do you reckon of this one? You know what to do? Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at GBHBL. Just search for GBHBL and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.